Greetings one and all, Beadle's back for another FM18 team guide for you. Today I'm doing a guide for Bournemouth, and what can you expect going forward? Well, taking over from Eddie Howe, who almost single-handedly saved them from dropping out of the Football League just a few years ago, is going to be a very tough ask. To give you an idea of the task, I looked back at the transfer records in the history of Bournemouth, and it was only about 6 years ago Matt Tubbs actually joined for them from around £860,000. So it just gives you an indication of how far they've moved on as a club in the past few years. To help your cause though, there is £14 million to spend as a transfer budget, and just over £1 million a week in wages as well. The finances are okay. They're around £24 million in profit at the moment, and the club is very well run, and it hardly has any debt to pay back, around about 40 or 50 million pounds. But that comes off slowly, and as I say, you will be building up a lot of Premier League TV revenue and things like that over the next season or so. So that will be easily paid off, and there'll be no problem with the finances at all. So staying off relegation is the minimum aim, and successfully doing so will reap your rewards next season and beyond. Just checking the staff now, I do notice that they don't have a director of football at the moment, and I do feel that staff actually is incredibly important in this game, or I've used it to good effect so far anyway. If we go and click into responsibilities just here, what you'll see is this, you'll see this bit here which says find and make offers for players for your first team, and find and make offers for young players for the future. Now normally you'd be able to select obviously director of football, which is what you want, and from my experience they do occasionally come up with some real gems, so it's certainly worth doing that if you're a new player or a rookie player. I say no harm in doing that, and it's, you know, it's in the game, so don't feel like you're cheating in any way. I certainly don't. Okay guys, let's check out the squad now. So it is an interesting one. There are two decent options for every position, but it is only suited to one philosophy, and that's Eddie Howe's. The risky thing will be to scrap that entirely and go your own way. I mean, as I say, I often in my saves you do see me, you know, switching lots of players in and out, but I feel in this case actually it might be prudent just to keep with what you've got. You've got a decent core of good English players. They're very, very technical, they're very good on the ball. So actually the first season I would keep it quite similar to what you've got. Maybe you know, try and make it a bit more defensive perhaps, or, you know, a little bit harder to beat, but not a lot of changes need to be made here actually. If you do not get relegated anyway, what will happen is there'll be lots of money next season, and as I say, you'll be able to then, you know, work a bit more on transfers and change the squad to your own liking next season. Far quite a small side, and similarly to Arsenal, who I featured in the last episode, the defensive core needs to be toughened up. Ake is, for me, far too small, at just over 5'10", and he's your best defender, him and Steve Cook, who's 6'1" to be fair, but Ake as a partner can be a little bit of a loose cannon. He's very, very good on the ball, but again in the air he's susceptible, and as I say, on the floor tackling wise he's not the best defender, so definitely a position to look out for there. Asmir Begovic, he's been around the block a bit. He's a very solid keeper, but do expect a few blunders from him. You will get very frustrated. He makes some wonderful saves, but equally does some stupid things in goal as well. You've got Jordan Ibe, who's very, very direct, quick, pacey winger. He likes to take on his fullback, and then you've got Fraser the other side, who complements him very well with his, you know, very, very clever dribbles and vision to unlock a defence. You've got Defoe as well, proven goal scorer in the Premier League, but I really feel that your hopes could rest on Callum Wilson, who is still out for 3 or 4 months at the start of the save with a really, really bad injury, so keeping him fit is absolutely crucial in my opinion. In the under-23s now, I'm just looking through, and they got some average players, decent players coming through, but I really feel the pick of the bunch is actually Liz Musette, or Lise Musette, who I don't know how to pronounce that. I say French names really, I do struggle with. So, as I say, definitely one to look out for. I do sign him a lot on my championship saves actually, normally on loan. I have had him a few times on a permanent deal in the championship, and he actually tears it up. Always scores a lot of goals, lots of assists in the Championship, and I really feel if you brought him into the first team fold at Bournemouth, you would see the benefits straight away with him. He's got very, very good movement, decent pace, and at 21 he's a 4-star potential player, so actually he's got room for development there as well. Now, as I mentioned, Bournemouth do need a couple of positions, in my opinion, just to be solidified and make themselves a bit more of a well-rounded unit. One would be at centre-back, and there's one player I feel that you can't really take your eye off, and that's Leandro Castan. He's an experienced player. He has been capped for Brazil as well, and 30 years of age. He's still got a couple of years left in the tank at the top level. He's very, very good at tackling and marking, very brave, very strong in the tackle, and he's got good work rate as well. So, as I say, very, very good athlete for his age, and he comes at a very, very bargain price of £2.2 million as well. The other position that I feel really, really does need strengthening is in that centre midfield position. They do have the likes of Arter and Lewis Cook, but they're very, very good on the ball, but they don't really act as a shield for the back four. Now, I've picked out this player, Ivilo Chochev. He's a Bulgarian international. He's been at Palermo for a few years now, and he's 6'2", so he's got good height, and he's decent strength as well. He's good on the ball, but he does like a tackle. From what I've seen, and I've used him on a lot of saves as well. He's a versatile midfielder. He can play in a number of different roles, box to box. He can play a deep line playmaker. He can play ball winning midfielder, and he's left footed, so he can add that much needed balance in midfield as well. And I did have a little go just to see how much money you could get him for, and at the start of the game he's available for £4.5 million. So with those two players, him and Castan, you've only blown through half your budget, so you're free reign to do whatever you want with the rest. Now guys, I was really excited to do another video today, so going forward I will actually do a new team every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I'll make sure that happens every week going forward at midday. So please leave a like and subscribe before the next one. The other thing to mention is if you do have any teams you would like featured, or if you have any questions about the video I've just done, or any question about the teams that I've featured so far, please do let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to as many as I can, and with as accurate information as possible as well. Jablonzy!